really want to start with a sincere, that opening of Spider-Man, this new one is fantastic.
Oh, great. I can't wait for you to see the rest.
Yeah, I cannot wait. So I am curious, how long have you guys been planning the multiverse, and did that timetable get moved up or changed as a result of the acquisition of the Fox characters?
I think we first mentioned it. I think the Ancient One mentions it in Doctor Strange 1, when she's taking Stephen Strange through that sort of mind warping journey. And it was always one of the most powerful storytelling tools in the comics. One you have to wield carefully because it can get overwhelming. But one that now with, obviously the 60 to 80 year history of the comics, now we have a 20 plus history of the movies, and there are enough characters that we can start playing with it that way. So it was, and we mention it obviously as part of Mysterio's ruse in Far From Home. But no, I don't think it was. I think the toys that were added to the toy box increased with that Fox acquisition, but it didn't change the timetable on when we were introducing the idea of the multiverse.
Obviously, every MCU builds on each other, but it does feel like this Spider-Man movie and the upcoming Doctor Strange movie could really reshape the MCU in a completely new direction. Is it safe to say that this is like a dramatic? Is there anything what like with those two films? Is it safe to say this is like a dramatic change coming to the MCU?
I think yes. I mean, whenever we tap into an entire subgenre of the comics or an entire realm of storytelling possibility from the comics, that just increases what we're able to do in the movies. I would add, for people following along with the MCU, Loki, in the final episode of Loki, to that, in terms of how and why sort of what you are about to see is possible and why it's happening.
Is the multiverse the first steps towards the eventual Secret Wars movie?
Every movie is a step towards the next one, Steve.
Sure, I understand. Anyway, I'm looking forward to an eventual Secret Wars thing. You've made so many challenging movies running Marvel. How would you rank this Spider-Man movie if you were going to give it like a 1 through 10 in terms of the difficulty of pulling this one off?
I mean, they're all a 10. Any movie is a 10. Eternal, Shang-Chi, Black Widow from this year were all 10s in terms of how hard the universe doesn't want movies to happen for some reason. And you have to fight against everything to bring them to fruition. This one, it's often the people you're working with, and Amy Pascal and Jon Watts and the whole team between the Marvel Studios team and the Sony team work so well together and are so passionate about Spidey and this character that makes everything much easier. But I think, going back to Civil War and sort of having an idea for a movie that is based entirely on what actors and what characters we can get to work together and shoot on a single day. When that worked, it gave us the ambition for movies like Infinity War, Endgame, and I would include No Way Home into that level of ambition for sure.
The ending of the recent Venom sequel puts Venom in the MCU, which a lot of fans are overjoyed about. How long had you been planning on doing something like that? Or how long had that been in the works?
Well, I mean, you look at the obvious comic connotations between Venom and Spider-Man, and it's inherent. So the minute Sony made their Venom movie and it worked as well as it did, and Tom Hardy became as iconic as he has become as Venom, then the obvious questions and how do we start to merge them?
I'm already out of time. I'm just going to stop and say thank you. I sincerely cannot wait to see the finished film.
All right, Steve. Good seeing you.